Hey YouTube, I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney. And today we're talking about Kyrie Irving, who is a basketball player in the NBA. I knew that. I swear. No, I did. He seems like a swell guy. But he is the point of much contention right now because he has declined to be vaccinated. And the NBA seems to have reached a peace with that. New York City, however, has not. And one of the partners in my firm sent me a little bit of information, a little more up on the topic than I am. So yeah, I'll read what he had to say. Apparently, the NBA has agreed to a 91% pay cut for every game missed by a player refusing to get vaccinated. Now, Mr. Irving has a $35 million contract, it seems, and gets paid about $426,000 per game. So he's going to be missing out about $380,000 per game. But, he'll still be getting about $46,000 per game. Now, that's something. I'm glad he's getting something. There's a couple things going on here, though. Okay? So, people keep calling him stupid. People keep calling him ignorant. You're assholes. Yeah. If you want to shit talk an African American and tell them they ought to do what the government thinks is good for them and take a shot, well, you better learn your fucking history, because the government's got a bad history of doing really bad things to the African American community under the guise of vaccines and medical care. Now, you can be like, oh, well, they don't do that anymore. I don't know. Doesn't New York City give the African American community the worst fucking schools in the entire city? Doesn't it stuff them into housing projects that most residents of New York City won't even go into? Yeah. New York City is great. It's great to that community. Really treats them with respect. What's wrong with you? It's his right. It's his body. He has every reason. He has every reason to say, I don't trust you guys. You've done a lot of bad things, and you're still doing them. You're not really doing things good for me or my community. So, yeah, maybe he's not so ignorant. Maybe he just picked up a history book. Maybe he just said, yeah, I don't think this government really cares about me that much. And I'm going to go ahead and make my own decisions for my body. Right? Now, I'm a little emotional on that topic. I'm sick of people. I'm sick of people telling the African American community how ignorant they are if they don't want to get a vaccine. The people who say that, to my mind, are the ignorant ones. But let's talk about New York City. So, Mr. Irving is he plays for the Nets in New York City in Brooklyn, and as a local player, well, he can't play at all, as per the New York City requirements. Right? He can't go into the Barclays. It's not allowed. But unvaccinated individuals, performers, athletes from other parts of the country who want to come perform at the Barclays, well, they can. Yeah, that's the law. The law is, if you're a local player, if you live within New York City and you want to be an athlete who plays in the Garden or in Barclays, if you want to be a performer, singing, telling jokes, maybe you're in Cirque du Soleil. I don't know. And if you live in New York City, well, you must be vaccinated, or you cannot. You can't play the Garden, right? But Well, if you're actually in Cirque du Soleil and you came from Quebec and you flew on down and you're not vaccinated, turns out you can, in fact, play the garden. Now, I don't pretend to know anyone's vaccine status, and I don't think that's my business, frankly. But I'm fairly certain, based on some statements he's made, I suspect perhaps Joe Rogan, the podcaster, the stand-up comedian, I suspect he may not be vaccinated. And I know for a fact he just played Madison Square Garden. So, it's kind of a weird rule. Well, if you're local, if you live here, and you want to play the Garden, or you want to play Barclays, you have to be vaccinated. Anywhere else, though, is fine. Sure, you're going to be within, touching distance of all the other players. Surrounded by tens of thousands of fans. But because you come from outside the 5 boroughs, it's fine. You don't have to be vaccinated. How performative are we? I mean, at what point did we just start making rules that have nothing to do with keeping people safe? Right? You live here, so you have to be vaccinated. But all the unvaccinated people can come in and play the Garden. It's fine. It's fine. I thought the point of the rule was, we don't want super spreader events. We don't want unvaccinated people packing out the Garden and Barclays, getting tens of thousands of people in one place. And, that could be dangerous. But I guess it doesn't matter. If you come from anywhere outside the 5 boroughs? Does that not strike anyone else as a weird law? Does that not make anyone else question what's going on? And how do the people who call Kyrie Irving ignorant, how do they deal with this one? What's the logic here? Please tell me. I would love to know. I would love to know. Tell me again how he's ignorant and this law makes sense. I'd like to hear you out. Comment down below. In closing, I do believe the vaccine is safe and effective. I also believe people have rights. And I have devoted my career to fighting for the rights of employees. All of them. All the rights. Not the rights that you feel like today. Not you felt like making up a rule and you saw some stuff on TV and you want to shout about it on Twitter. No, all the rights. I fight for all the rights. Comment down below. Tell me how wrong I am. We can have a conversation. I will hear you out. I can promise that I will hear you out. Maybe not for forever, but I'll listen to you for 5 minutes. You want to give me your thoughts? Type of the thoughts. I'll read the thoughts. Okay? Like and subscribe. It does help me to help more people just like you.